This was a major challenge, and we realized if you do not do something about it, the entire program was likely to be a failure. Therefore, the foundation first set up a fully equipped office at our corporate headquarters at Valapad to coordinate the program across its coverage area. Next, individual councillors were appointed for each panchayat falling under this scheme. The councillors are professionally qualified. They hold MSW degree or postgraduate degree in psychiatric counselling. They were asked to set up counselling centres at all the panchayat and focus on ensuring hassle-free experience in insurance claiming for beneficiaries. The result was amazing.
Along with the back office setup, the councillors began extensive work at the grassroots level. They went out and met all the ward members, ASHA workers, Kudumbashri mission workers, local politicians and social activists in each panchayat. It made an impact. Politicians and social workers and the intended beneficiaries began to appreciate the significance of what the foundation was proposing. Within 6 months, the bulk of the target segment was covered. And then, once the first reimbursement claims were filed, with help from the councillors, the checks started coming in and word began to spread. With their training in social and psychiatric counselling, they now offer family and school counselling services free of cost to the people of the area.
Counselling is main family counselling. Family counselling is main alcoholism. Alcoholic related issues in the counselling center. Marital disputes related but the main counselling school counselling and activities counselling center.
The counsellors run special training programs for children with learning disability and conduct talent nurturing programs during school vacations.
Hi, hi, Iki. Hi, hi, Iki. Enter.
Change is a constant in life. Even the best of ideas, after a time, need to be reimagined, reinvented. And so it was with the Janaraksha Manappuram health insurance scheme. After 5 years, there was a clear need for a revamp. The next phase is focused on expanding the service area to bring more people into coverage and in ironing out some deficiencies observed during this while.
Manappuram Janaraksha insurance scheme was launched in 2010. Over a period of 5 years, it was of immense benefit to the BPL families. But there were some feedbacks that we were getting from the beneficiaries and the members of the panchayat. So we decided to redesign it and relaunch in 2015.
The number of beneficiary families has increased from 20,000 to 35,000 families. The total count of individual beneficiaries has gone up from 1 lakh to 1.5 lakhs. Once again, it is free for beneficiaries. The shortcomings and deficiencies that had come to light earlier were now corrected.
Also, we were receiving some complaints from the beneficiaries regarding the delay in reimbursement. So we decided to appoint Oriental Insurance Company as the implementing agencies. And now they're processing the claim within 24 hours.
Homes of beneficiaries are now covered against damage by natural calamities. This is a relief to people living near the coast.
Basically what happens is due to heavy sea storms and rains, there's frequent damages to their huts. So keeping that in mind, we redesigned this policy to help them in a bigger way.
Manappuram being a coastal belt and more prone to natural calamities, the houses of these beneficiaries are damaged almost every year. So we give an insurance cover to that.
The beneficiaries are eligible for insurance of 30,000 rupees to cover the cost of repair of homes on account of damage from natural calamities.
Our first key pillar is health. This involves multiple programs like
ambulance support, geriatric care, dialysis support, free diagnostic checkups, etc. We also have a center of excellence called Mahima for psychiatric and mental ability development. Mahima offers programs to schools for enrichment of the mental ability of students.
The revised scheme includes a rider offering additional cover for students to continue their studies when the head of the household is incapacitated.
Finally, we have decided to expand the scope of the policy, which has add-on benefits like inclusion of the pre-existing diseases, also coverage of maternity.
This policy is serviced by government agency, third-party administrators. We are in a position to settle the claim very fastly also. It is very transparent, as well as we are settling the claims. Whenever we are getting the data from the third-party administrators, we are within 24 hours we are settling the claims also.
എനിക്ക് ഒരു 2 വർഷം മുമ്പാട് അച്ഛനെ ഇങ്ങനെ സുഖമില്ലാണ്ട് വന്ന് ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിൽ അഡ്മിറ്റ് ആയി കുറച്ച് സീരിയസ് ആയിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ഒരുപാട് പൈസ എനിക്ക് ആ ടൈമിൽ വേണ്ടി വന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ഈ മണപ്പുറത്തിൻ്റെ ഇൻഷുറൻസ് പദ്ധതിയിലൂടെ എനിക്ക് പല തവണയായിട്ട് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇപ്പോൾ ലാസ്റ്റ് കിട്ടിയത് എൻ്റെ മകന് ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിൽ അഡ്മിറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഇപ്പോൾ കിട്ടിയത്. മണപ്പുറത്തിൻ്റെ ഈ പദ്ധതി വന്നതോടുകൂടി ഒരുപാട് പാവപ്പെട്ട ആൾക്കാർക്ക് ഒരുപാട് പ്രയോജനപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്.
According to medical professionals and veterans of the insurance industry, no one else in India has implemented a project of this kind.
It is a mixture of different qualities of the different policies, and it is not a it is health it is covering health insurance as well as personal accident insurance. Likewise, fire insurance and natural calamities also covering. It is a very wider coverage we are offering by this scheme and policies.
The medical insurance policy, I think that stands very special in India, I would say, because such a amount of support he extends to ordinary people, and most of what they spend as medical bills, they come back.
There is no doubt that the Janaraksha Manappuram health insurance scheme is a blessing to this community. In fact, a sure sign of success is when more and more people ask to join in. There were many who wanted something similar to be done for a particularly vulnerable section, children enrolled in our government schools. The government higher secondary school in Valapad has close to 1,000 students on its rolls, and this is where the student safety insurance scheme began.
The scheme, which offers health and accident insurance cover to students of up to 1 lakh rupees, was piloted here.
1000-ഓളം കുട്ടികളെ ഫുൾ കവർ ചെയ്തിട്ട് 1 ലക്ഷം രൂപ വരെ ക്ലെയിം ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന എമൗണ്ടാണ് അതിൽ വരുന്നത്. 10,000 രൂപ ഹോസ്പിറ്റൽ ബില്ലും 1 ലക്ഷം രൂപ വരെ മറ്റ് ഭംഗത്തിനൊക്കെ വരുന്ന വലിയ ഒരു പ്രോജക്റ്റാണ് മണപ്പുറം ഫൗണ്ടേഷൻ ചെയ്തത്. കുട്ടികളെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് ഒരു പൈസയും കുട്ടികളിൽ നിന്ന് വാങ്ങുന്നില്ല. എല്ലാം മണപ്പുറം ഫൗണ്ടേഷനാണ് അത് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്.
After the successful launch here, Manappuram Foundation expanded the project to other schools. The Lions Club International has stepped forward to join hands with the Manappuram Foundation to scale up and carry forward the implementation. In the first stage, the focus is on 3 districts of central Kerala, which constitute Lions Club District 318D. Student Safety Insurance Scheme will cover 1 lakh students enrolled in government-owned and aided schools.
The Student Safety Insurance Scheme, will be focused in the age group from 3 to 16 years old, and it will cover all that OP treatments and accidents and so on. Around 1 lakh students will be covered under this project, and the geographical spread will be Thrissur, Palakkad and Malappuram districts.
We are associating with the Malappuram, that is the group insurance to the schools. The group insurance to the schools, the students of the schools, we are planning to achieve the target of 1 lakh students.
An aspect of social life in Kerala that continues to be riddled with inequality is access to professional education and sought-after careers in medicine and engineering. Dominated by urban children from well-off families, students from poorer rural communities struggle to get a foothold. The Manappuram Academy of Entrance Coaching, set up in 2015, hopes to correct this imbalance by training such students in the art of cracking entrance tests for admission to medical and engineering colleges.
This is where the Manappuram Academy of Entrance Coaching functions at Valapad. Unlike other institutes of this kind, Manappuram Academy of Entrance Coaching is not meant for profits. The only objective is to give a leg up to children from the marginalized rural backgrounds.
Our next key pillar of quality education is the bedrock of creating inclusive and social development. The focus is on primary, secondary, and entrance coaching education through the best teachers, the best technology, and the most suitable infrastructure. Our efforts in Magid School to promote Montessori curriculum is well accepted by the parents. Our K-12 Mukundapuram school is also under modernization.
Because they too deserve a fair chance of making a career as doctors and engineers. Education is key to the growth and development of society, especially important in pulling people out of poverty for good. Not surprisingly then, education is a major focus area for the Manappuram Foundation.
The larger vision will be in education. The advantage is when the people are educated in certain areas, they can serve the community better, and that will be a great motivation for the community, the members of the community as a whole.
They train students for entrance exams of IIT, NIT, All India and All Kerala medical and engineering entrance examinations.
Now this area, especially the coastal area of this Malabar, that is elsewhere in Malabar, is really backward in education.
While the deserving and meritorious students from BPL families are given coaching free of cost, others pay nominal amounts.
ഞാനിവിടെ MBBS മെറിറ്റ് സീറ്റ് കിട്ടുന്ന ആഗ്രഹത്തോടെയാണ് വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്. നല്ല കോച്ചിങ് ആണ് ഇവിടെ. വളരെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ടീച്ചേഴ്സാണ് എടുക്കുന്നത്. കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ ഉൾപ്പെടെയുള്ള ഒരുപാട് ഫെസിലിറ്റീസ് ഉണ്ട് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇവിടെ.
After say 3 or 4 years, you can see about 100 students from this locality are entering into a medical college.
The trainers at Manappuram Academy of Entrance Coaching have years of experience in coaching students for medical and engineering exams. In their current assignment, they are keenly aware that there is a difference to what they are doing here. Most of these students are trying their luck with the entrance examinations only because they now have access to an affordable coaching center in their own locality. Without it, they would not be making this attempt.
ഇങ്ങനെയൊരു എൻട്രൻസ് കോച്ചിങ് സെൻറ്റർ ഈ വലപ്പാട് പോലെ ഒരു ഗ്രാമത്തിൽ വരുന്നത് ഞങ്ങൾ ഒട്ടും പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചിരുന്നില്ല. ഈ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ വന്നത് ഞങ്ങൾ ഈ ഭാഗത്തുള്ള കുട്ടികൾക്ക് വളരെ ഉപകാരമായി. യാത്രാ സൗകര്യം വളരെ എളുപ്പമാണ്. അധികം ടയേർഡ് ആവുന്നില്ല. വീട്ടിൽ പഠിക്കാൻ കുറേ സമയം കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്.
പാരൻസിന് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടിക്കാത്ത രീതിയിൽ എങ്ങനെയും നല്ലൊരു എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് കോളേജിൽ കയറിപ്പറ്റണമെന്നാണ് എൻ്റെ ആഗ്രഹം. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഇവിടെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ വേഗം വന്ന് ഇവിടെ ചേരുമായിരുന്നു.
The next in line for a similar entrance coaching institute is Palakkad. At the same time, the concept of a professional degree is not confined to engineering or medicine. Indeed, the first project of the foundation in the education sphere was the Manappuram Academy of Professional Education that admits students after their higher secondary schooling and trains them to become chartered accountants.
In modern-day India, the Chartered Accountancy degree is one of the most sought-after qualifications. A newly qualified Chartered Accountant, or CA, can easily earn salaries of up to 50,000 rupees per month.
Chartered accountancy course is considered to be one of the most toughest, rigorous professional course recognized both in India and worldwide. But an average +2 student who dedicated and hardworking can complete this course in just 3 years.
There is a dearth of qualified CAs across the world, from the developed Western countries to the oil-rich Gulf countries. Many of India's chartered accountants have gone abroad, drawn by lucrative prospects. Experts believe that the shortage will persist for many years to come. And yet, it is surprising that only a handful from Kerala qualify as chartered accountants every year.
In spite of the endless opportunities, Kerala seems not to prefer CA course unlike other professional courses. The main reason for this can be lack of awareness over and above the opportunity cost and unavailability of appropriate facilities that could facilitate the smooth completion of this course.
As for children from poor families, especially those from scheduled castes and tribes, they may not even dream of it. In fact, official records seem to indicate that there are no CAs from SC and ST communities in Kerala.
In this backward area of the district, we don't find any chartered accountants, which this offers good scope for employment, and the cost of education is also less. So, by training some people and when they pass this examination, it can be a motivation for the community as a whole.
This is a coastal area, and many students are belonging to the marginalized, socially, economically backward and marginalized sections of the society. And this institution is providing a support for becoming a chartered accountant. If this institution is not here, these students will not go for chartered accountancy. So we are giving all the support for the academic support, and also financial support we are providing for becoming a chartered accountant.
CA qualification has high potential in the job market, not only in India but also in the international market. Apart from this, it has a high social value in our society.
To my knowledge, I have not heard about any chartered accountants over there. If my dream come true, I'll be the first chartered accountant over there in my place.
Having begun just over 2 years ago, the Academy now sees a high percentage of enrolled students clearing their exams.
CPT പാസ്സായി ഇൻട്രം പാസ്സായി കറൻ്റ്ലി നമ്മൾ ആർട്ടിക്കിൾഷിപ്പ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കും.
ഞാനും +2 കഴിഞ്ഞ സമയത്താണ് മണപ്പുറത്ത് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു കോഴ്സ് തുടങ്ങുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് അറിഞ്ഞത്. അപ്പോൾ CAക്ക് പഠിക്കാൻ എനിക്ക് നല്ല ആഗ്രഹം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ ഇവിടെ വന്ന് ചേർന്നു. ഇവിടെ വന്ന് ചേർന്നപ്പോൾ നല്ല ഫെസിലിറ്റീസാണ് അവർ തരുന്നത്. നല്ല ഫാക്കൽറ്റീസും നല്ല സപ്പോർട്ടും ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് തന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞങ്ങൾ CPTയും ഇൻട്രും ഫസ്റ്റ് ചാൻസിൽ തന്നെ പാസ്സായി.
പട്ടികജാതിയിൽ നിന്നും മത്സ്യത്തൊഴിലാളികളിൽ നിന്നും ചുമട്ട് തൊഴിലാളികളിൽ നിന്നും ദാരിദ്ര്യരേഖയ്ക്ക് പിന്നിൽ കിടക്കുന്ന പട്ടിണി പാവങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നും CA പാസ്സാവുന്ന കുട്ടികൾ ഉണ്ടാവുകയാണ്. അതെല്ലാം മണപ്പുറം ഫൗണ്ടേഷൻ്റെ ഒരു പിന്തുണയാണ്. അവരുടെ CSR, മണപ്പുറത്തിൻ്റെ CSRൽ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊണ്ടുള്ള പ്രത്യേക സഹായമാണ്. അഭിമാനകരമാണ്.
A very warm good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskaram. A quote from the Bhagavad Gita. Udared atmanatmanam na atmanava sadayed atmaiva khyatmano bandhuratmaiva rupuratmanaha. An individual must elevate himself by his own self and not degrade himself. Mind is the best friend as well as the enemy of an individual. Ladies and gentlemen, we've gathered here today to celebrate the success of a handful of individuals who have elevated themselves through sheer perseverance and mastery over their body and minds. It's a radiant morning, more illuminated by the presence of those shining stars, icons if you will, who have proved their mettle in their respective fields. We've gathered here today for the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for Excellence 2018. A hearty welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this wonderful occasion. Applauses are always welcome. You can be very generous with applauses. We'll be more than happy to receive them. The prestigious V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for Excellence were instituted in the year 2010. And as we know, they are given to meritorious individuals in 5 categories each year in recognition of their outstanding achievements in different fields. And this year, the respective categories will be discussed in detail at the time of the presentation of the award. And we are indeed honored to have with us Honorable Justice Retired Shri Cyriac Joseph, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, as the chief guest of the day, who will be presenting the awards for excellence to these distinguished awardees. Also, post-lunch, that is later today, the 16th V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Annual Lecture will be delivered. The lecture series began in the year 2003 and commemorates late V.C. Padmanabhan, the visionary leader, the visionary founder of the Manappuram Group. Over the years, the program has had the good fortune of hosting stalwarts from the academic and business worlds, delivering the commemorative lecture, and today is no exception. We are privileged to host Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharya, Chairperson, SEBI MF Advisory Committee and former Chairperson of State Bank of India, whose lecture to be delivered in the post-session today is on the topic, Modernizing the Legacy, My Experience at SBI. This is the day in a nutshell for you, and we are all set to begin the spectacular forenoon session, which is the award ceremony, Awards for Excellence. And once again, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries, our friends, our well-wishers, our guests, and we shall begin the day on a solemn note with a prayer. May I request the gathering to kindly rise for the prayer. गोविंद बोलो गोपाल बोलो राम नाम बोलो हरि नाम बोलो अल्लाह मालिक ईशा नानक अल्लाह मालिक ईशा नानक जोराष्ट्र महावीर बुध नाम बोलो जोराष्ट्र महावीर बुध नाम बोलो गोविंद बोलो गोपाल बोलो राम नाम बोलो हरि नाम बोलो ये नाम सारे है जीवन सहारे परमानंद के होते हैं न्यारे जो नाम चाहो वो नाम बोलो जो नाम चाहो वो नाम बोलो प्रेम से बोलो भाव से बोलो प्रेम से बोलो भाव से बोलो गोविंद बोलो गोपाल बोलो राम नाम बोलो हरि नाम बोलो Thank you. As the purpose of today's gathering is to commemorate the visionary founder of Manappuram, late V.C. Padmanabhan, it is only appropriate that we begin the day with the screening of a short film on the illustrious journey that he had undertaken. And of course, this goes back to the earliest times of this organization, and that will be followed by a brief profile of the current MD and CEO, Mr. V.P. Nandakumar, how he has built on the legacy of the founder over the last 2 decades to make Manappuram Finance the powerhouse, the trusted name that it is today. So ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to pay attention to the LED wall right there, a brief profile of Manappuram's story.
(1949). In newly independent India, Valapad, a small backward coastal fishing village like any other in the Malabar district of the erstwhile Madras Presidency. People in this coastal strip, called Manappuram, depended on fishing and subsistence agriculture. Cut off from the mainland by the Connolly Canal, life was a struggle. V.C. Padmanabhan, a son of the soil, had come back home from the island of Ceylon, where he had gone in search of his fortunes. He sets up his own small business, and thus was born Manappuram Financial Trust.
Manappuram Financial Trust was formed for providing financial and other assistance for the needy.
Those days there were only a few banks around. The enterprising V.C. Padmanabhan foresaw the need to cater to ordinary people who needed money for small purposes and did not have the capacity to approach banks.
The banks were not giving the required amount for their purpose, even if they pledged all ornaments they possess. In fact, it was a great service to the ordinary people of this coastal area.
Manappuram Financial Trust got into money lending and pawnbroking on a modest scale. Over the years, V.C. Padmanabhan earned a reputation for integrity.
വിശ്വാസ്യത പത്മനാഭന്റെ വിശ്വാസ്യത അതാണ് എനിക്ക് എടുത്തു പറയാനുള്ളത്. ഞങ്ങളെയൊക്കെ ഇത്തരത്തിലേക്ക് ആകർഷിക്കാനും വളരെ കൃത്യതയോടുകൂടി അതിന്റെ വട്ടമെത്തിയ തുക ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് തിരിച്ചു തരാനും അദ്ദേഹം കാണിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ഔത്സുക്യം.
പത്മനാഭേട്ടൻ്റെ അവിടെ ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ചെന്ന് ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ ആ കാശ് കിട്ടും എന്ന് ജനങ്ങൾക്ക് നല്ല ഉറപ്പാണ്. കാരണം അത്രയും സത്യസന്ധമായിട്ടും സുതാര്യമായിട്ടും കാര്യങ്ങൾ നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്.
And Manappuram became a trusted name known for its fair dealings with borrowers.
പണ്ടം വെച്ച ലീസ്റ്റ് പോയാലും അത് തപ്പി തെരഞ്ഞെടുത്ത് എത്ര കൊല്ലങ്ങൾ കഴിഞ്ഞാലും ആ സ്വർണം നമുക്ക് തിരിച്ചു തരാനുള്ള ഒരു മനസ്സുള്ള മനുഷ്യനായിരുന്നു പത്മനാഭേട്ടൻ.
It became known as a safe haven for the deposits of the local people, offering higher returns with the highest safety.
Moreover, Manappuram Financial Trust was the financial backbone to the below average people, especially fishermen living in the coastal belt.
The corporate office of Manappuram Finance Limited, one of India's leading NBFCs today. More than 3,500 branches across 27 states and union territories. Over 20,000 people work in the many companies within the Manappuram Group, with interests in areas like gold loans, home and vehicle loans, asset finance, jewelry, healthcare, information technology, and insurance broking. The one person singularly responsible for shaping Manappuram into what it is today is V.P. Nandakumar, son of V.C. Padmanabhan, who took over in 1986 after his father passed away. It is true that most big business houses have had humble beginnings, but the Manappuram story has something more to it.
The credibility he has earned over the few decades, which was very helpful for me in building the organization to the next level. So the strong foundation is the faith and credibility he has established amongst the masses is the biggest capital, even which even today I hold as the major a point of success for as far as Manappuram is concerned.
When V.C. Padmanabhan breathed his last in 1986, nearly 40 years after he started it, Manappuram was still a modest 200 square feet office present only at Valapad.
He didn't want to grow the business, he just wants to keep it small, just one branch. So that was about him, and those days about the business, if you want to talk about it, is, you know, it was a deposit taking company, well, still a gold loan company by taking deposits. So you need to secure the trust of people. So the credibility was there, he has established the credibility. So that's something amazing.
At those days, my grandfather, actually he had a self-imposed cap of about 25 lakhs, beyond which he wouldn't accept any deposits. So what he does is, when somebody withdrew money, he would send a letter in an inland letter to ask the person on the first waiting list to come and deposit his money.
And such was the formidable reputation of the firm that even as it remained rooted in Valapad, deposits came in from here and beyond, from locals who had moved out of the area to other parts of India and abroad, who continued to carry their faith in the Manappuram name.
Back in the early 80s, when I had just entered college, our family was going through a financial crunch. My father had to move to Bihar. At this time, my father had some savings which he put as a deposit in Manappuram Financial Trust. And I remember Manappuram paid an annual interest of 18%, and every month a check of rupees 750 would come to us with clockwork regularity. It was a great help to us in those days.
Over decades, the Manappuram name had come to acquire a wealth of goodwill among people of the area. That goodwill was its hidden reserves. It became the rock-solid base on which was founded the spectacular performance that followed in later years.
When his son, Shri V.P. Nandakumar, took over the business, it was on this foundation of trust that Mr. Nandakumar successfully built the present corporate entity.
V.P. Nandakumar came to Manappuram with the experience and exposure of a bank officer. Unlike his father, he was keen to expand and grow the business. And it was nothing but the credibility of the Manappuram name that came to his help. The cap on deposits was given up, and depositors rushed in with their savings. V.P. Nandakumar then promoted Manappuram Finance Limited in 1992, and in 1995 he had its shares listed on the prestigious Bombay Stock Exchange. The public issue was successful and eventually oversubscribed, largely because people from these parts invested unhesitatingly. For them, the name Manappuram itself was adequate due diligence.
Even for the public issue, the major support was from this coastal area. It was oversubscribed around 2 times, but around 1 time has come from this place alone. It is because of the credibility. So the major success can be attributed, especially in the initial years, the credibility my father has earned.
The insistence on fair dealing was not restricted to his customers alone. It was also reflected in a heightened civic sense, uncommon for those days and times. Because integrity essentially is a way of life.
He was very transparent and law-abiding in doing business. He never violated any rules of the land, and very honest in making tax payment also, whatever is due. So he was very honest. Perhaps, as I understand, he was those days in 60s and early 70s. He was the only person from this coastal area who was an income tax assessee. This shows his transparency and honestness to every stakeholder.
Beyond his career and profession, In his personal life, V.C. Padmanabhan was a warm, caring family man.
He instilled in us values of hard work, integrity, humility, and responsibility. He was our safety, guidance, and role model. He was a principle-based person, responsible, caring, strict in his guidelines, and yet very understanding.
At the same time, he was very strict and perfect in the financial dealings, and he never allowed to waste money. Normally, he never get angry to others, including family members. I was not lucky to have his presence more than 8 years as a daughter-in-law.
Late Mr. V.C. Padmanabhan was very simple and honest, with great integrity and with an attitude to help others. He was giving more importance for education and was giving assistance for many who were in need.
And in his own humble way, he was also something of a philanthropist.
He was, of course, a supporter of higher education. I don't want to name anybody, but I understand even doctors, dental surgeons and engineers who were financed by him, of course, unknowingly, that I should say. And he did not want to have any name or fame for that activity.
My personal experience about him is that he is the only person for my professional achievement. With these words, I bow my head in front of him and his family.
And now the profile of the MD.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations.
That was a historic moment at the Bombay Stock Exchange. VP Nandakumar and his wife Sushma ringing the closing bell to bring trading for the day to a close. Manappuram Finance Limited, a company they had jointly promoted in 1992,
was celebrating 20 years of listing on the BSE.
I first began to think of raising money from the stock market. My inspiration was the example of Reliance Industries and Dilbhai Ambani, a legend even in those days.
In the 2 decades since, Manappuram Finance has grown to become a formidable player in India's NBFC sector, dominant in the field of gold loans. Along the way, VP Nandakumar earned recognition as an outstanding business leader and a leading wealth creator for investors in the stock market.
What Nandakumar has done through his company Manappuram Finance Limited, I would say should be one of the highest wealth creation by any company in this country. If somebody had put in 1 lakh rupees into Manappuram about 15-20 years back, it would be 3 crore rupees valuation today. In addition, very generous dividend.
Today, Manappuram Finance has a pan-India reach with 4,200 branches, 25,000 employees, and about 16,000 crore rupees of assets under management. It has a board of directors composed of eminent business leaders such as Jagdish Kapoor, former Deputy Governor, Reserve Bank of India, and the well-known investor Dr. Shailesh J. Mehta. After many years of focus on gold loans, Nandakumar has now successfully led the company's diversification into microfinance, vehicle loans, and housing finance. In February 2015, Manappuram Finance acquired the struggling Chennai-based Ashirvad Microfinance Private Limited and turned it around in no time. Its founder, S.V. Raja Vaidyanathan, a graduate of IIM, continues in the company as its managing director.
Target population of Ashirwad and Manappuram are totally different.
Earlier, Manappuram entered home loans when it promoted its own home loan subsidiary, Manappuram Home Finance Private Limited. This subsidiary is headed by Jeevandas Narayan, the former MD of the erstwhile State Bank of Travancore.
Of course, property valuation is also one of the things, but the key thing would be in rightly assessing the cash flows.
These days, Valapad is known as the home of the Manappuram group of companies, whose other interests include asset finance and chit funds, retail jewellery, healthcare, information technology and construction. VP Nandakumar's achievements in business have won recognition at the national and international levels. In May 2018, Business World magazine ranked him as one of India's best CEOs. In February 2018, Nandakumar was one among 16 Indian business leaders to be shortlisted for the EY Entrepreneur of the Year Awards 2017. As an influential spokesperson for NBFCs, his opinions are sought after in circles that matter. He is a managing committee member of leading national trade bodies like FICCI and ASSOCHAM. He is a past president of the Kerala State Council of the CII and is a board appointee to the International Board of Directors of Lions Clubs International. Beyond business, the cause of the community is central to his vision. In October 2009, he set up the Manappuram Foundation at Valapad to drive his own commitment to corporate social responsibility. In 2010, the Manappuram Foundation initiated a unique project to extend free health insurance cover to 20,000 BPL families in the 7 panchayats around Valapad. Besides healthcare, the foundation is extensively involved in education and runs many training institutes offering subsidized courses, including a CA Academy at Valapad. Today, at the pinnacle of his career, with scintillating accomplishments to his name, VP Nandakumar remains rooted in core Indian values. A deep reverence for the memory of his parents, his mother, Sarojini Padmanabhan, a school teacher who managed a household with 4 children and still found time to help out in her husband's business in those early days. That work ethic was an early influence. And then his father, V.C. Padmanabhan, who founded Manappuram and whose name continued to inspire trust in the Manappuram name long after he passed away.
Thank you. An inspiring journey indeed. From a small seed, a mighty trunk may grow. Indeed, it has grown and continues to grow. It starts to branch forward and of course continues to shade and shelter many such individuals. Manappuram story is most closely associated with one name today, Shri V.P. Nandakumar, MD and CEO of Manappuram Finance Limited. Sir, may I request you to come on to the dais as we are poised to receive the dignitaries on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who is helming Manappuram today and is helping it strive forward. A hearty welcome to you, sir, the head of the family himself. And now it is time to request the presence of our distinguished guests here on stage. Our chief guest for the day, with a sharp sense of judicial acumen, he has delivered several landmark judgments in the history of the country, and today he has consented to be our guest of honor. It is with great joy that I request Honorable Justice Retired Shri Syriac Joseph, former Judge Supreme Court of India and former member of the National Human Rights Commission, to be on stage and lead us in the ceremony. And now, his expertise, his experience and his wisdom enabled us to steer forward this particular award ceremony today. He headed the panel of judges for the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards, a dedicated judicial head, former Judge, High Court of Kerala, Justice Retired Shri M. Ramachandran sir. Please join us on stage. We are delighted to have you here. please. A hearty welcome to you. And now, we find ourselves and lose ourselves in his singing, the uncrowned monarch of versatile singing. Ladies and gentlemen, the celebrated playback singer, Dr. S.B. Balasubramanian. Indeed thrilled to have you here with us, the recipient of the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for Excellence 2018. Kindly join us, sir. A warm welcome to you. Please. A woman of amazing skill and will, she has made us stand tall in the international sports arena. We would fondly call her Magnificent Mary. Ladies and gentlemen, champion boxer, Olympic medalist and member of the Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Srimati M.C. Mary Com, recipient of the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for Excellence 2018. We are excited to have you here. A hearty welcome to you, ma'am. Yet another woman clothed in strength and dignity. She has been managing the largest bank in the country, former chairperson of the State Bank of India, presently the chairperson of SEBI Mutual Fund Advisory Committee, Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharya. Very, very thrilled and overjoyed to have you here. She's also scheduled to deliver the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Lecture later today. Also a recipient of the Award for Excellence 2018. A warm welcome to you, ma'am. An able and efficient administrator managing one of the busiest airports in the country and the largest airport in the state. The Managing Director of Cochin International Airport Limited, Shri V.J. Kurian IAS, winner of the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Award 2018. Extremely gratified to have you here, sir. Please join us. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the dais Shri B.N. Ravindra Babu, Executive Director, Manappuram Finance Limited. One of our strong members of the family, Manappuram family. Welcome, sir. And now it is time to extend a warm welcome to each one of you formally. I'd like to request Shri B.N. Ravindra Babu, Executive Director, Manappuram Finance Limited, to deliver the welcome note, please. Welcome, sir.
Respected President of this function, Mr. V.P. Nandakumar, MD and CEO of Manappuram Finance Limited, much respected guest of honor, former Supreme Court Judge Sri Cyriac Joseph, distinguished former High Court Judge Sri M. Ramachandran, enlightened award winners Dr. S.P. Balasubramanian, Srimati M.C. Mary Com, Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharya, Sri V.J. Kurian IAS, esteemed directors of Manappuram Group, distinguished guests in this auditorium. It is my pleasure and privilege today to extend a hearty welcome to all of you. From 2002 onwards, in the month of June each year, Manappuram has been commemorating its visionary founder, late V.C. Padmanabhan. The program involves a lecture delivered by an eminent personality drawn from business, government, or academic world. Later, in 2010, we instituted an annual V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Award for Excellence to honor distinguished personalities for their outstanding contributions to the society. Today, we are going to present those awards for the year 2018. In the 16th year of this program, I am happy to extend a warm welcome to Shri V.P. Nandakumar, MD and CEO of Manappuram Finance Limited and the presiding officer of this function. We are greatly honored to have with us Honorable Justice Retired Shri Siriak Joseph, former Judge, Supreme Court of India. On behalf of everyone here, I welcome Honorable Justice Retired Shri Siriak Joseph. Justice Retired Shri M. Ramachandran, former Judge, High Court of Kerala, headed the distinguished jury that picked the winners of this year's V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards, and my warm welcome to him also. May I welcome other jury members, Sri T.M. Manoharan, IFS retired, Sri T. Balakrishnan, IAS retired, Dr. P.V. Krishnan Nair, Kerala Sahitya Nataka Academy former secretary, and Sri P.K. Vijay Kumar, IRS retired. And I'm not going to have a detailed discussion on this subject, on detailing the members, as there is a short video profile of all winners are presenting here. I know, and as you know, that former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, is the lifetime award winner for the year 2018. Unfortunately, I lost that opportunity to welcome him to this audience as he could not attend this meeting. We will be honoring in appropriate location and in appropriate time shortly. This year, it is our good fortune to have Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharya, Chairperson, SEBI Mutual Fund Advisory Committee, and former Chairperson of State Bank of India, as our keynote speaker. Coincidentally, she is also here as a winner of Shri V.C Padmanabhan Memorial Award for Excellence, and I am happy to extend a warm welcome to her. And now, on behalf of everyone present here, let me welcome other distinguished winners of the V.C Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for Excellence in 2018. Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam is an eminent playback singer who is well known to all the people of India. We are honored to have him with us, and my hearty welcome to him. Srimati M.C. Marycom is well known as a champion boxer and member of Rajya Sabha. It is my honor and special privilege to extend hearty welcome to her also. Sri Vijay Kurian, IAS, as all of us know, is the Managing Director of Cochin International Airport Limited. It is my honor to extend hearty welcome to him also. Finally, I must also extend warm welcome to all directors and employees of Manappuram Group, students from different colleges, our well-wishers, representatives of media who have gathered here to cover this function, and to all the members of the audience who have enthusiastically turned out in such a large numbers. With these few words, let me conclude my welcome speech. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your warm words of welcome. That was brief and precise, and a warm welcome to you as well. And now it's time for the captain of the ship to speak. It is with great joy that I request the MD and CEO of Manappuram Finance, Shri V.P. Nandakumar, to come forward and deliver the presidential address. Welcome, sir.
Most Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Justice Shri Siriak Joseph, eminent awardees during the year 2018, Mrs. Arundhati Bhattacharya, Mrs. Mary Combe, Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam, Mr. Vijay Kurian, the person who headed the jury, who has undertaken an enormous task in selecting the most appropriate awardees for the year, Justice Ramachandran, other jury members, awardees of the previous years, my colleagues in the board of Manappuram Group of Companies, my colleagues in the company, our esteemed customers, and my dear friends, a very good morning to all of you. Today is a very happy day as far as Manappuram is concerned because of various reasons. At the outset, I might thank all the stakeholders and the public for the support you have been rendering all along in making Manappuram what it is today. From a small beginning in 1992 with just 5 lakhs capital, today Manappuram is spread across the country with over 4,300 branches and more than 30,000 employees and assets under management of nearly 17,000 crores. So, as presented in the video, we are most privileged and happy and honored to remember that we remain the largest wealth creator in Kerala. Those who have invested in Manappuram shares at the time of public issue, way back in 1995, that 10 rupees is the market value is around 5,000 rupees, just an increase of 500 times. And those who invested then in the public issue, the current dividend is 800%, which is continuous. The company has declared dividend since its inception without any interruption. So with all the stakeholders, we have rewarded, even the community, we are rewarding through during these years, what we have spent as corporate social responsibility, even before it became mandatory, would have crossed at least 150 crores in Kerala, particularly in the place where we are from, that is Valapad. So we have been focusing more in education as well as health. These are the two important areas we want to emphasize. Several BPL members are undergoing courses like chartered accountancy or even entrance, they are preparing for the entrance examination, JEE, medical entrance, etc., etc. One reason is Manappuram is there. For those who are below poverty line, good students, they need not pay any fee. So we are really happy to note that some of these BPL members who would not have otherwise qualified as chartered accountants are about to be qualified as chartered accountants now. So it is really something something really graceful if we look back. This was started by my father, my beloved father, way back in 1949, where he has run over the years successfully, and because of his sudden demise. It was an accident. I took over the reins of the Manappuram way back in 1992, and today, with the blessings of the Almighty, as well as with the support of the public, we were able to reach to this level. So, it was his vision to honor, to respect the distinguished people. That is what I have learned from him. So, In his memory, we have instituted the awards for excellence. Over these years, every year, we are trying to improve identifying the more and more appropriate people. And this year, our search reached to the former Prime Minister of the country, Shri Manmohan Singh. Manmohan Singh, we selected for the Lifetime Achievement Award for the first time. The Lifetime Achievement Award we are not awarded so far, it is for the first time. And we felt like a person of that eminence like Manmohan Singh is the most appropriate person to begin with. So, about Manmohan Singh, not only he is the former Prime Minister of the country who has run the country continuously for 2 terms, but also the architect of the modern India under the Prime Ministership of Narasimha Rao. He was the key architect of the structural reforms because of which the country is in a different pedestal today. So we selected, but our jury selected him, and he was intimated about our decision, and he was very happy to accept that. And we received a letter from him because of the failing health. He may not be able to travel to Thrissur to accept the award, but in principle he has accepted, and we are arranging that award, special award, the Lifetime Achievement Award to Sri Manmohan Singh in Delhi very soon. And other awardees also, I told the jury members constituting eminent people, very senior people, so they've done a lot of hard work in identifying the right people. So, about the awardees, nobody needs any introduction here. Dr. Balasubramaniam, yes, he is an very eminent singer who has been awarded Padma Bhushan. And also he has rendered his voice, his music in almost all the languages in the country, starting from Tamil, Malayalam. So his melodious songs are always rendered. So he is very popular, and he was kind to accept this award. Similarly, Arundhati Bhattacharya, who enjoyed 2 terms as the chairperson of State Bank of India. So she currently, after demitting the office of chairperson, currently she is the chairperson of SEBI Mutual Funds Advisory Council. So her name, as we are all aware, has appeared in Forbes magazine as one of the most powerful women in the world. So, such an eminent person, we are really honored that she has also accepted the award for excellence. So, similarly, Mary Kom, the heartthrob of young people, especially women. So a person dedicated, I heard her when I was in another meeting in Calcutta, a very eloquent speaker who has, in that meeting, she has explained, he has told about her story from a rural village, from an agricultural family, from the farm, with dedication, perseverance, she has come up in life. And she has represented India in Olympics, and she is also a ISAF member. She has accepted this award and came in spite of her very busy schedule. She is here to receive this award. They are going to be presented to the audience in a separate film, but I am I am having just an introduction also only. So about Mr. B.J. Kurian, we have been after him during the last couple of years, but he was in the government. He told he may not be able to accept that because of the regulations of the government. See, about Kurian, how I see Mr. Kurian, he is perhaps the most enterprising entrepreneur of Kerala. Why do I say Mr. Kurian is because from the very beginning he was the captain of the Cochin shipyard. Then after some interruptions here and there, he again come back to this. Whenever he is there, we have seen the people who uses that sea an enormous development for the Cochin airport. Not only that, it is the general impression. It is the first, CIL is the first public-private participate where the enterprise where the public and private participation is there. When government is there as a partner, it is the general impression that things will not work. And he has proven otherwise. He has proven that even with the government participation, with the government control, things can work. And CIL is the proud of Kerala. Not only the proud of Kerala, it has become the role model of the airport infrastructure development in India. And in other states also, this is in all the major airports, this was copied. So I consider him as one of the greatest entrepreneurs of Kerala. So we are lucky to have him also. Maybe because of the influence in him by the Churi chairman, Justice Ramachandran, our honorable chief guest of the day, Justice Syriac Joseph, has agreed to be the chief guest. So this has become really the colorful, the function colorful. But for your presence here in large numbers, this would not have been as colorful as this. So with the love and affection shown by the public, the support from the stakeholders, I'm very confident to drive Manappuram Group into the next level in the coming years. So with this, once again, thanking all the people who have worked day and night to make this function successful. This is not Thanksgiving, this thing, but again, from the bottom of my heart, I am expressing that this is the opportunity for me. There are many people who have worked day and night to make this function successful. So with these few words, I conclude. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. That is an evidently proud captain of the ship indeed. Rightly so, he has got on board some of the best names in the country. So he is excused, I mean he is evidently overthrilled. And now the next item in the agenda about the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards 2018. This year we had the good fortune of having as the head of the jury panel an eminent judge of great repute, Justice Retired Shri M. Ramachandran, former judge of the High Court of Kerala. May I request you, sir, to speak to us now regarding the nomination process that led to the selection of the awardees. Please.
Shri Nandakumar, CEO Manappuram, Justice Syriac Joseph, Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharya, Mary Combe, V.C. Kurian, S.P. Balasubramaniam, members occupying the dais, guests, friends, and my relatives. This is a special moment for me, facing you with an array of leaders along with me in a colorful function which has attracted the attention of the mass of Kerala. As chairman of the jury, we recommend persons for selection and acceptance of awards. But in this case, it seems the jury has been given the first award, because when the names of the recipients were announced, it was thundering applause, and I thank you for the acceptance of our decision. When I was asked to chair the jury, two things really helped me. It was a very difficult task. First is that we have to swear before we assume office of a judge. That still throbs in my heart. That is, without fear or favor, we have to do our work, and that was always a guiding factor for me in the discharge of my duties. I had the help of an eminent panel of juries who had helped me to finally select the names of the awardees. And our task was also lessened because of the benchmark that is always set. We had been given the names of the persons who had been selected for award this V.C Padmanabhan Memorial Awards, and we saw the excellence and the standard of the selection, and we had to sit to finally approve the names to at least tally with the yesteryear's practices. But that was helped always, and I hereby thank the former juries who had spent their time for selection and conferring the names of awardees to the Manappuram. In this case, we had shortlisted almost about 200 to 300 names on an all-India basis, because Manappuram is an all-India organization with presence in all the states and union territories, numbering about 29. And we had names coming from all parts of the country, and ultimately we sat together, and it was easy task because the jury members who were with me were experienced, were very, very confident about the work we were attending to, and I thank the members of the jury for coming up and helping me to finalize the names. I am not taking any much of your time, because after our work, it is best that we withdraw, because we have to be in the background, because to the forefront, the awardees are there, and I congratulate every one of the awardees for being successful in the selection. It was a silent process. We had contacted them after the finalization of names, and most of the persons had accepted. And as Mr. Nandakumar indicated, our former Prime Minister also was willing to accept it, but he was not in a position to travel to Kerala, and it has been decided to have a function at New Delhi for conferring this lifetime award to our former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Thank you all. Thank you for participation, and I may remain.
Thank you, sir. We should indeed be thanking you and the panel for having brought such legends together in one frame. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving to an integral part of the event. It is time for the inauguration. And in order to do the honors, we have yet another reputed member from the judicial arena of the country. Before I request him to do the lamp lighting as a ceremonial beginning. We have compiled a short video profile. We deem it an honor to present him to you. So ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to pay attention to the LED screen. We would like to introduce you to the chief guest of the day, Honorable Justice Retired Shri V.C Joseph. Please.
For protection of and promotion of human rights, the Parliament and the state legislatures are expected to make laws.
Justice Cyriac Joseph was a judge of the Supreme Court of India from July 2008 to January 2012. In May 2013, he was appointed as a member of the National Human Rights Commission, where he served till 2017, including a 10-month stint as acting chairman. Cyriac Joseph was born in 1947 in Kaipura, Kottayam, where he completed his schooling. For higher education, he went to St. Thomas College, Pala, and St. Berkman's College, Changalasheri. He then enrolled at the Government Law College in Trivandrum to pursue a career in law. He started his career in advocacy in 1968 in the District Court at Kottayam and later shifted to the High Court of Kerala at Ernakulam. He served as government pleader in the Kerala High Court from 1976 to 79, as senior government pleader in Kerala High Court from 1979 to 87, and as additional Advocate General of Kerala from 1991 to 94. In this capacity, he was given an opportunity to address the Kerala Legislative Assembly, a rare honor indeed. Cyriac Joseph was appointed as a permanent judge at the Kerala High Court in July 1994. Shortly thereafter, he was transferred to the Delhi High Court, where, in a notable judgment, he pronounced that lawyers have no right to strike, and such strikes would amount to professional misconduct. Justice Cyriac Joseph was transferred back to Kerala High Court in September 2001. He became Chief Justice of Uttarakhand High Court in March 2005 and of the Karnataka High Court in January 2006. He is a recipient of an honorary doctorate from the Karunya University, Coimbatore. Distinguished jurist, human rights advocate, retired Justice Cyriac Joseph, chief guest at the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for Excellence 2018.
Indeed delighted to have you here, sir, and may I request you to inaugurate the day's events by lighting the lamp. May I request all the dignitaries on the dais to join him. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhana sampatah shatru buddhi vinashaya deepa jyotir namostude. We bow before the auspicious light as we inaugurate the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for Excellence and Annual Lecture 2018. Now, sir, may I request you to deliver the inaugural address, please.
Shri Nandakumar, President of this meeting, my erstwhile colleague and good friend, Justice M. Ramachandran, Padma Bhushan, Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam, Padma Bhushan, Srimati Mary Kom, Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharjee, Shri V.C Padmanabhan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. To be very frank with you, I have always kept away from private financiers. I never deposited money in private financing companies. I never took loan also from them. Somehow, rightly or wrongly, I had a bias against them. Because suddenly one day, my friend Justice Ramachandran called me and said, I will have to present the awards on this day. I had to agree, and then I started inquiring about this institution. On knowing more, I realized that the invitation to me is an honor for me. Though I have come to present awards to 4 very eminent and distinguished persons, by giving this award to them, I am being honored. Therefore, I am very grateful to Justice Ramachandran and the organizers of this program for giving me an opportunity to honor these distinguished persons. Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam, I am meeting him for the first time. I don't know him. I only heard his music, his songs, and enjoyed them. Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharya, I have seen her only on the TV and on the newspaper columns. Srimati Mary Kom, seeing her for the first time, but I had seen the movie on her. Priyanka Chopra acting as Mary Kom. I think Mary Kom is more beautiful than Priyanka Chopra. Mr. V.C Padmanabhan is known to me for decades. I know him from the days when he was the district collector at Ernakulam. So, no introduction is necessary for me. I can only say that, as rightly indicated by Justice Ramachandran, most deserving persons were selected for this award. I must also congratulate and appreciate the vision of the organizers in naming this award. This is an award for excellence. When I saw that short film or documentary, whatever you call it, on Shri Padmanabhan, I realized, and you must have also realized, that Shri Padmanabhan was a man of excellence. An award instituted after his name has to be nothing but an award for excellence. Considering the background, his background, and the area from where he came, we can imagine that he could not have achieved what he achieved without excellence. Therefore, rightly, this award is called Award for Excellence. And the people who are selected for this award are people who richly deserve them. Therefore, I congratulate each one of them for winning this award. And with great joy and satisfaction, I will be presenting the awards to them. But this is not a time for a long speech. Therefore, I just want to share 2-3 points only with you. There is a tendency for people to understand excellence as efficiency. I think this is something we should clarify to ourselves today. Excellence is not mere efficiency. Excellence is something more than efficiency. Excellence is qualitatively different from efficiency. The dictionary meaning of excellence is any valuable quality, superiority. Dictionary meaning of efficiency is competence for one's duties, power of producing intellectual intended effect in relation to cost in time, money and energy. So therefore, excellence has an element of quality which makes it superior to efficiency. If I may be permitted to say so, all efficient persons do not achieve excellence. Excellence is superior in quality to efficiency. Efficiency and success do not always demonstrate excellence. We have known efficient sports persons who failed in dope tests and were denied medals. They did not have excellence. They had only efficiency. We have come across efficient administrators facing corruption charges. They were efficient both in their work and also in corruption. We have read about banking icons facing charges of corruption or conflict of interest. They were successful and efficient in their work, but we cannot say that they had excellence. We have come across people at the top of the judiciary facing allegations. Very efficient people, but facing allegations. we may come across many efficient people or companies which make huge profits. Profits come because they are efficient. But without paying just wages and maintaining quality. They are efficient, but they cannot be said they are people of excellence. Therefore, excellence means efficiency plus adherence to human values. When efficiency and success are achieved by a person only through fair and just means and upholding human values, he can be recognized to have achieved excellence. They deserve respect and regard from the society. Honoring them with awards is encouragement for them and motivation for others. The 4 awardees or 5 awardees, Sri Dr. Manmohan Singh is not present here, that's why I mentioned 4, the 4 awardees who are present here, and also Dr. Manmohan Singh are persons who eminently deserve such an award for excellence. So I congratulate all the awardees for winning this award. When the Constitution was adopted by the Constituent Assembly, Article 51 capital A was not there. It was later introduced. Article 51A deals with the duty of citizens. Article 51A clause J says, it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. So that 4 persons present and also Dr. Manmohan Singh are persons who have achieved excellence, and they have become examples and motivators for the whole country in the matter of excellence. The Manappuram Finance Limited, its office bearers and its office bearers are discharging the constitutional duty of a citizen for encouraging excellence. In this context, I would also like to share with you another thought that is about the role of the rich. I am saying this because people may be wondering why such business enterprises or business endeavors are to be recognized or encouraged or complimented by persons like me. I am very clear on this. To earn money is not an offense, so long as you don't violate any law. To be rich is not an offense, so long as you don't violate any law. To be rich is not a sin. What is relevant is how you make the money and how you spend it. I am saying this, or I am prompted to say this because there are certain people who have a bias against people who make money or wealth or increase it. So what is relevant is how you make the money and how you spend it. So long as you make the money without violating any law and without sacrificing moral values, nobody can find fault with you. You are fully justified. But if you make money through evil means, yes, that is wrong. It cannot be accepted. All right? It is also important how you spend the money. If you spend the money responsibly and for the good of the society, then there is no problem. Nobody can find fault with you. You made the money, you worked hard, you earned money and riches, and you spend it for the society. How can you be? So, to be rich is not a sin. What is sin is when this is spent for other purposes. I tell you, recently I read in the newspaper that in Nigeria, somebody buried his father in a BMW car. The father died, and everywhere, either here we burn, but some other people, they bury in a coffin. But this man in Nigeria, he buried the dead body of his father in a BMW car. So you can imagine what I mean. Wearing a suit, maybe your money or somebody's money, I don't know, wearing a suit worth rupees 10 lakhs, it has happened in this country. Wearing a watch with rupees 1 crore, a chief minister, earlier was a prime minister, a multi-storied house in Bombay not being used due to Vastu problem. Building is there, multi-storied building. I don't know how many levels are there. Vulgar display of wealth and extravaganza is to be condemned. But proper and responsible use of wealth for the good of the society has to be appreciated, and they have to be commended. So therefore, my point is, to be rich is not an offense. To be rich is not a sin. What is important and what is relevant is how you make the money and how you spend the money. In 2010, I had gone to Brazil. There I met a lawyer who was attending the same conference which I was attending. I wanted to go to church on Sunday. So on Saturday, I asked this gentleman, "Sir, I would like to go to church tomorrow. Is there any church nearby?" He said, "Yes. Very nearby there is a church. You can go." Then just out of courtesy, simply like that, I asked him, "Are you a Catholic?" Because I am a Catholic. So I wanted to simply ask him. It was in Brazil. So I asked him, "Are you a Catholic?" His answer was, "Yes, I am a Catholic, but my religion is football." I am a Catholic, but my religion is football. My dear friends, I may be Christian, you may be Hindu, you may be Muslim, you may be Parsi. Our religion should be love. I may be Catholic, you may be Hindu, but our religion should be love. Concern for others, mercy for others, compassion for others. That constitute love. Concern, mercy, compassion. And these three constitute love. So our religion should be love. Recently, in Kochi, I went for a program where all religious representatives were there. He said, one of the speakers said about an incident. So all religions were there on that day. He said, Imam, he came and spoke. He said, a poor man wanted money to treat his child. For him it was a big amount that was required. So he went to the church and asked the parish priest to make an announcement in the church that a person needs money for the operation of his child. He is there in the church, you may help him. So he was waiting. Everybody prayed. After the church service, everybody left, but he did not get anything. Then he went to a temple where some festival was going on. There also this announcement was made. And then, after the festival or after the functions there, everybody went, nothing was given to him. He did not get any money. He was seeking help. Then he went to a mosque, told the Imam, this is my predicament, please exhort people to help me. There also, his experience was the same. He did not get anything. Then, while he was walking, he found a liquor shop. So he stopped, and people were coming out and going in. He asked him. They asked him, why are you here? Then said, I have this problem. And within 10 minutes, these people who had come to drink there, or the so-called drunkards we call, they collected whatever money they had at that time and gave it to him and said, you proceed with the operation of your child. If you want more money, we will be giving you. Then this man exclaimed, do I realize God has left the church and the temple and the mosque, and he has started living in this. I am saying this only because we have to be clear in our mind about what faith means, what religion means, what love means. Otherwise, we cannot be anything. I am closing my speech. There was a saint called Saint Anthony of Padua. He lived in Italy. He was a theologian, he was a preacher. He lived only for 35 years. He died at the age of 35. And one advice he gave, I am just remembering it. He said, he's a Catholic priest. Preach the gospel to everyone you see. But use words only when needed. Preach the gospel to everyone you see. But use words for preaching, use words only when needed. In other words, you must preach gospel by your life, your action, and not with the words. And only when it is needed, you speak. So, it means that what is required is action, not the words. And we have to practice what we preach. I am concluding my speech. I don't know whether you have heard about Vigarna, one of the Kauravas. Vigarna was one of the Kauravas. When Pandavas failed in the game, finally, the Pandavas pledged their wife, and she was asked to come to the courtroom of Duryodhana. So she was brought, and then she questioned. No, she did not question. She was brought. She was brought. At that time, one of the Kauravas, his name is Vigarna, he stood up and said, "This is not fair. We cannot do this to her." To Panchali. And then all other Kauravas said, no, keep quiet, follow our eldest brother, he will decide what is needed said. Then he stood up and said, what you do is not right, this is unfair and unjust. First of all, the Pandavas had no right to pledge her in the game. Because what happened was they pledged her in the game. That's what happened. And then the other brothers did not agree with him. Then he said, I am not a party to this. I am walking out. He went away. He left. But he raised his voice. He failed, did not succeed, but he went away. So this Vikarna, who protested against injustice in the Kaurava Sadas, he is not made a hero anywhere. You find Arjuna as hero, you find Dharmaputra as hero, Bhima as hero, but you don't find this Vikarna as a hero. But it is this Vikarna who stood up and said, what you are doing is not right, therefore I am walking out. So he walked out. My only point is why I refer to Vikarna is because Vikarna is a much unknown character among the Kauravas. But Vikarna is the only one who stood up and spoke against the injustice being done. And therefore, my dear friends, in this society where we live, there are many injustices, there may be many injustices. Some people may be able to suffer it, some will may not be able to suffer it. But whether it is happening to you or him or me, we have a duty to stand for truth and justice. I am saying, like Vikarna, we must be able to at least protest. We may not succeed, but we may be able to protest. And that protest, if it becomes more and more and more, then probably the society will change. So why I mention this is because we always mourn that so much injustice is around our society, here, there. But what do we do for that? And my only point is this, at least like Vikarna, we must be able to express our dissent and protest. If such people increase in our society, and then our society will become a just society. And a just society will be a better place for all of us to live together. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Lacing it with humor, bringing together quotes, anecdotes, he gently nudged us to introspect on what excellence actually means, on how money needs to be spent responsibly, how we need to work together to form a just society, and how the whole world is united by just one religion, the religion of love. Thank you once again, sir. And now the prestigious V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards 2018. As you are aware, the awards were instituted in the year 2010 and are presented to meritorious individuals who have received exceptional achievements in their lives in the following categories, 5 categories. The first one being public representative with excellence in good governance, civil servant achieving excellence in public administration, arts and literature, ecology and environment, and then business excellence leading to the development of society at large. Also, excellence in sports and games is a new category that was added in the year 2018, which will alternate with the ecology and environment category. And as you can see, the recipients of the award this year have all created, or rather carved, a niche for themselves in their respective fields, and none so more than the first ever recipient of the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Lifetime Achievement Award. And of course, that is none other than the former Prime Minister of the country, Honorable Dr. Manmohan Singh. As you know, once this decision was made in this context, the jury decided to approach Dr. Singh's office, and we received a reply from them. And in response to that reply, and given the stature and seniority of the recipient, the award will be conferred on Dr. Singh in New Delhi, should he accept it. And this decision was communicated to Dr. Singh's office, and we received yet another emailed reply. We thought we would present the reply and responses to you. So now we would display the response. let's take a quick look at the milestones that the first ever awardee of the Lifetime Achievement Award, that is the V.C. Padmanabhan Lifetime Achievement Award, has crossed. A quick look on the profile of Dr. Singh.
I had no indications that I would be called upon to become the finance minister. I had come back from the South Commission and India was then in crisis, Mr. Chandrasekhar.
Dr. Manmohan Singh is an Indian economist and politician who served as the Prime Minister of India from 2004 to 2014 and as the Finance Minister from 1991 to 1996. Born in 1932 in Gah, now in Pakistan, his family migrated to India during its partition in 1947. After obtaining his doctorate in economics from Oxford, Dr. Singh worked for the United Nations in the late 60s. He was then hired by the Indian government to work as an advisor in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Over the 1970s and 80s, Dr. Singh held several key positions in the government of India, such as Chief Economic Advisor from 1972 to 76, Governor of the Reserve Bank of India from 1982 to 85, and Head of the Planning Commission from 1985 to 87. In 1991, as India faced an economic crisis, newly elected Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao surprisingly inducted Dr. Singh into his cabinet as Finance Minister. July 24, 1991. Dr. Manmohan Singh presents his first budget as Finance Minister. The date is indelibly etched in India's history as the second birth of our country, when it was pulled back from the abyss of an economic collapse and set the country on the path of far-reaching economic reforms. Over the next few years, despite strong opposition, Dr. Singh, as Finance Minister, carried out several structural reforms that liberalized India's economy. Subsequently, after a change of government, Dr. Singh served as leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha during 1998 to 2004. In 2004, when the Congress-led United Progressive Alliance, UPA, came to power, Dr. Manmohan Singh was unexpectedly appointed as the Prime Minister.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India.
He became Prime Minister for the second term after the 2009 elections saw the United Progressive Alliance return to power with an increased mandate. As Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh implemented several key legislations and projects, including the Rural Health Mission, Unique Identification Authority, Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, the Right to Information Act, and the National Food Security Act. After his term ended in 2014, he opted out of the race to the office of the Prime Minister of India during the 2014 Indian general election. Dr. Manmohan Singh continues to serve as a Member of Parliament of India, representing the state of Assam in the Rajya Sabha for the 5th consecutive term since 1991.
All I can say is that in politics, I have learned that one has to compromise, but there is a limit to compromise. And if you compromise at the cost of your conscience, I think you should draw the line.
Eminent economist, accomplished bureaucrat, towering political leader and gentleman, Dr. Manmohan Singh is the winner of the first V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Lifetime Achievement Award.
We indeed deem it an honor, and in this context, we would like to officially declare the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Award Lifetime Achievement category for the year 2018 will be conferred on Dr. Manmohan Singh in New Delhi on a date that will be announced later. Now, we have 4 of our awardees with us in this occasion on the days. One of the huge challenges that we faced was to bring together all their achievements in one video profile. So this is a humble attempt that we have taken up to bring together all the chapters of success that you have tasted so far. We would like to take a quick look at the milestones crossed by 4 of our awardees who are here with us today. The profiles of the recipients, please.
An unforgettable song from one of India's most memorable films ever, Shankarabharanam, in the golden voice of one of India's most versatile playback singers. Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam is also a music director, film producer, and an actor too, who works mostly in Telugu, Tamil, and Kannada cinema. Balasubramaniam developed an interest in music at an early age and made his debut as a playback singer in December 1966 at the age of 20 with Shri V.C Maryada Ramanna, a Telugu film scored by his mentor S.P. Kodandapani. He was later introduced to the Malayalam film industry by G. Devarajan in the film Kadal Palam. Over the years, he has recorded over 40,000 songs in 16 Indian languages, a Herculean feat that has earned him a place in the Guinness Book of World Records. He is the recipient of 6 National Film Awards for Best Male Playback Singer for his work in 4 different languages, Hindi, Kannada, Tamil and Telugu. He won 25 Andhra Pradesh State Nandi Awards for his work in Telugu cinema and numerous other state awards from Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. In the 1989 blockbuster Maine Pyar Kiya, S.P. Balasubramaniam was the playback singer for actor Salman Khan and went on to win the Filmfare Award for Best Male Playback Singer for the song
Dil Deewana Bin Sajna Ke Mane Na.
He also won 6 Filmfare Awards South. He has recorded many duets with P. Sushila, S. Janaki, Vani Jairam and L.R. Ishwari. S.P. Balasubramaniam has also provided voiceovers for leading actors including Kamala Hassan, Rajnikant, Salman Khan, Anil Kapoor, Girish Karnad and Gemini Ganeshan. In fact, for the Telugu version of Dashavataram, he gave voice to 7 characters, including the female character, out of the 10 characters played by Kamala Hassan. Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam is also a recipient of India's most prestigious civilian awards, such as the Padma Shri in 2001 and the Padma Bhushan in 2011.
Avakaya mana antaridi gongura patsadi manadele. Avakaya mana antaridi gongura patsadi manadele.
A supremely talented, versatile genius, Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam is the winner of the 2018 V.C. Padmanabhan Award for Excellence. Mary Kom is an Indian Olympic boxer and 5-time world amateur boxing champion hailing from Manipur. Nicknamed Magnificent Mary, she is the only woman boxer to have won a medal in each of the 6 world championships. As the only Indian woman boxer to qualify for the 2012 Summer Olympics, she competed in the flyweight category and went on to win the bronze medal. She also became the first Indian female boxer to win a gold medal in the 2014 Asian Games in Incheon, South Korea. Born in 1983 and at the age of 35, her skills are undiminished as she went on to win a gold medal at the 2018 Commonwealth Games.
Being an athlete, being a boxer, I have more focus in my training, more time in my, practice.
In April 2016, Mary Kom was nominated by the President of India as a member of the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of the Indian Parliament. In March 2017, the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, appointed Mary Kom as a National Observer for Boxing. Mary Kom was awarded the Padma Bhushan in 2013. She was also honoured with the Arjuna Award, Padma Shri and Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award. For all her professional achievements and the recognitions that have come her way, Mary Com is a down-to-earth, caring and warm-hearted wife and mother at home.
I did it all the housework, at home. So I'm not thinking at all like a member of parliament. At home, I am totally like the other person, I mean, as a wife, I'm not thinking that I'm the world champion, I'm the Commonwealth champion or Olympic medal, this and that.
Today, at the top of her game, she still has some milestones to cross and dreams to fulfill.
Yes, still I'm dreaming that, my dreams is not fulfilled yet because gold medal, Olympic gold medal, every athlete is dreaming that, I have already got all the, medals in the Olympic medals, Asian Games medal, Commonwealth Games medal. So now I feel that being a woman, being a girl, being a mother, I make it a history, like, history in boxing, actually. So proud to be an Indian, actually.
The willpower to succeed, the determination to keep going, the never say die spirit. Mary Com, winner of the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Award for Excellence. Arundhati Bhattacharya is the former chairman of the State Bank of India, the first ever woman to head the bank, a Fortune 500 company. She took over as chairman in 2013 and retired in October 2017. Born in Kolkata, she spent her childhood in Bokaro, where her father worked at the Bokaro steel plant. After schooling in Bokaro, she acquired a postgraduate degree in English literature from the Jadavpur University. Soon after she took over as chairman, the Forbes magazine featured her on its cover with the question, "Can she make the elephant dance?" Under her leadership, SBI was transformed into a digitally savvy bank while continuing to play a pivotal role in national development, where SBI commands almost 25% of India's banking market share. But for Arundhati Bhattacharya, who joined SBI as a young probationary officer in 1977, the path was not without its ups and downs.
As you know, in the bank, it's a pan-India service. So they transfer you to all kinds of places. And then the family weighs in. And you start wondering whether you're doing the right thing for the family by sort of, taking them all across.
The merger of the 5 associate banks of SBI and of the Bharatiya Mahila Bank was the key challenge that lay before her, and she delivered without fuss. Arundhati Bhattacharya's people skills are widely admired. For the merger, she had to bring many change-fearing and nervous employees on board and patiently convince them to accept it. She has also been sensitive to employees' concerns and addressed them effectively. She introduced a 2-year sabbatical leave policy for the bank's female employees to use either for maternity or to care for elderly family members. With her dynamism and energy, the world sat up to take notice. In 2014, Foreign Policy magazine included her in the top 100 global thinkers. In 2016, Forbes magazine ranked her 25th in its list of most powerful women in the world and 5th in most powerful women in finance. In 2017, Arundhati Bhattacharya was ranked 26th in the 4th edition of Fortune magazine's World 50 Greatest Leaders list. In fact, she was the only Indian corporate leader in the list. Prior to becoming chairman, she was managing director and chief financial officer of the bank, and before that, a deputy managing director and corporate development officer. In this position, she handled large corporate credit as well as initiatives in financial inclusion and financing of self-help groups.
ऐसा नहीं है कि पिछले कई सालों से हम लोग फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन की काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम लोग कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इस बार जो हो रहा है इसमें थोड़ी सी डिफरेंस है. ये जो फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी पीस है, इसके ऊपर बहुत जोर दिया जा रहा है.
She was also involved in setting up several new companies and initiatives of the bank, including SBI General Insurance, SBI Macquarie Infrastructure Fund and SBI SG Global Security Services, as well as the launch of IT platforms such as mobile banking. Arundhati Bhattacharya was posted in all corners of India, north, south, east and west. In 1996, she was deputed to SBI's New York office for a 4-year stint that gave her early international exposure.
Remember always that there will be times in your career where you will have to take these very difficult decisions. Remember how to judge. Remember at the end of it all that integrity is very, very important.
Shattering glass ceilings, teaching an elephant to dance. Arundhati Bhattacharya, winner, V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Award for Excellence.
We mooted this idea way back in 1993, and with just about 20,000 rupees in our hands, we could actually complete a 300 crore project within a short span of 6 years. That is, from the concept into the execution, we could do it in 6 years' time.
Vijay Kurian joined the prestigious Indian Administrative Service in 1983, soon after obtaining a postgraduate degree in economics from St. Stephen's College, Delhi. He is currently the Managing Director of Cochin International Airport Limited and a Director in Kochi Metro Rail Limited. During his career as a bureaucrat, Kurian has won acclaim for his ability to bring about people's participation in developmental projects in Kerala. He started his career as the sub-collector of Muvatupura. He was appointed as MD of the state-run pharma company Aushadhi, where he modernized the production facility and made the company into a profit-making public sector unit. It is his role in building the Cochin International Airport from scratch that earned him recognition on the national and international stage. The story begins with his appointment as collector of the commercial capital of Kerala, Ernakulam. He proposed the audacious plan of developing an airport with people's participation and contributions by the intended beneficiaries, such as NRIs and the wider business class, who chipped in with donations and interest-free loans. The bold idea was eventually accepted, and Cochin International Airport Limited was established in 1994.
This is the first public-private partnership project in the civil aviation sector in the country.
India's first public-private partnership airport, and the first airport outside the ambit of the Airport Authority of India, was dedicated to the nation on May 25, 1999. The airport revolutionized accessibility to Kochi.
And above all, actually, we gave a real impetus to the tourism development in this part of the state. When we started the project, we had hardly 5 lakh people, passengers traveling through this Cochin airport. This year, I mean in March 2018, we had almost a little over 1 crore people, 10 million passengers going through this airport.
A couple of years after the airport was commissioned, National Geographic Traveller magazine named Kerala as one of the 50 must-see destinations in the world. In 2003, Vijay Kurian came back as MD of CIAL for the second time when the airport was facing a financial crisis. He was able to turn around CIAL and declare a dividend in the 5th year of airport operation.
And we did prove that it could be a PPP could be a very, very successful project.
After he came back to CIAL for the 3rd time in 2011 as managing director, he established CIAL Infrastructure Limited for the airport's diversification and initiated another audacious plan: the move towards solar power generation.
We were the first airport in the world to be fully powered by solar energy. And every other airport had the land, had the money, and the sunshine also, but nobody actually ventured in the way we did it.
The 700 crore state-of-the-art international terminal was another project taken up that has now been thrown open for passengers. Cochin International Airport today ranks among the best in India. It is the 4th largest in terms of handling air passengers in the country.
I consider it a great privilege to be awarded this award instituted in the name of late V.C. Padmanabhan, who is the founder of the Manappuram Finance.
For daring to think beyond the conventional, for succeeding against all the odds, V.J. Kurian is a winner of the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Award for Excellence.
Thank you. Go-getters, game changers, phenomenal stories of success, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time to bestow the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards 2018. The awards for excellence will be presented by our chief guest, Honorable Justice Retired Shri Syriac Joseph, the former Judge of the Supreme Court of India. So may I request you to do the honors. And first, the category of Arts and Literature. The singing maestro, eminent playback singer, Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam. The winner in the category of Arts and Literature, doyen of singing, thousands and thousands of songs that touch our souls. And here is our recognition, our honor to the legendary singer, Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam. Thank you for accepting this award, sir. And just as is one of the most popular songs that was a part of the film Payanangal Mudivadillai, innum indha payanam romba varsham munadi poite irukattum appdinu naangalum vaalthrom. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the category Excellence in Sports and Games. Your applauses speak for themselves. May I request the magnificent Mary Srimati MC Mary Com, Olympic boxer and member of the Parliament Rajya Sabha, to receive this small token of appreciation. She is well on her way to make history. She has made the country proud, and I'm sure she'll continue to do so. Thank you. Thank you so much for accepting this honor from us. She has made a name for herself in a field that is usually considered manly. That is the field of business. In the category of business excellence leading to development of society at large, Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharya, the chairperson of SEBI, MF Advisory Committee and former chairperson of State Bank of India, receives the award. One of the 100th most powerful women in the world, ladies and gentlemen. She's right here with us, receiving the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Award for Excellence in the year 2018. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for accepting the award, and we hope to listen to you the post-lunch session as well. And now, the category of civil servant achieving excellence in public administration. As the video says, a proactive head who has made our state even stronger with his activities. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request V.J. Kurian, IAS, retired Managing Director of the Cochin International Airport Limited, to receive the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for Excellence 2018. Thank you so much. The airport has brought a facelift to the state itself. And we wish you all success in your endeavors in future as well. And now we have a request. We would like to request all our awardees and the guests on stage to come forward to be a part of a photo frame together. So we'll be very glad to have this pictured framed for posterity. That's the photo frame titled V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for Excellence 2018. Shining stars all together. And in fact, the memento takes prestige in sharing space with several such mementos and recognitions that have come their way from across the globe. Thank you so much. We are indeed humbled. Now it is time to listen to them, to hear what thoughts they've got to share with us on this occasion. And first, I'd like to request the recipient in the category of arts and literature, the voice that captivates us all. உங்களுடைய குரல் கேட்கறதுக்கு நாங்க வந்து ரொம்ப நேரமா காத்துட்டு இருக்கோம் சார். Please, Dr. S.P. Balasubramanian sir on the spotlight.
Very selfish, because I know this mic is better than this. She has been using it. So let me take the better mic so that I'll sound better. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Om Gurubhyo Namaha. And to all those great dignitaries on the stage who have achieved so much in their sphere, and Sri Nandakumarji, and the personification of Almighty sitting here. You're all Daiva Swarupas to me. Actually, usually what we say is I'm embarrassed by being selected for this award or what. I don't say that. I am proud to have been in the good books of the jury to receive this particular award, because this is not on any, the label is not something which is very glittery. It is about a human being who strived to achieve something not only for himself, but for the society. There is a saying in Telugu, Swanta labham konta manuku puruguvadiki sayapadavoy. As our Honorable Justice was saying, nothing wrong in making money, nothing wrong in making profits out of your business, but how you make it, that's what he mentioned. But when you make lots of profits, whatever is necessary for you, you know pretty well. But most of us, that is what is happening in the entire world. You don't know what to do with that money. You stack it somewhere. Sometimes it's useless. It becomes just toilet paper. But yet you feel that you have so much wealth with you, which is useless. But when it is shared, you have yourself, whatever you need, you deserve, but shared for the sake of the others. The value of that money, the value behind the effort you make to make that money becomes multifolded. So the person, the visionary, Shri Padmanabhan, has started in a very humble way, and today it has given life to innumerable persons, and it has developed into leaps and bounds. And how many people are benefited, and moreover diversifying themselves into educational institutions and so many other things, health, education and care for others. You can just look at the face of Mr. Nandakumar and you can see what he is, and you can say how his father would have been. He looks very pious to me. You see, you have the shapes of gods painted in so many ways, sculpted in so many ways. According to the books, you have so many visions. But nobody has seen God, how he looks. What is godliness? Godliness is purity. Godliness is goodness. Godliness is not harming others. Godliness is trying to be compassionate to others. In a smile, in a glitter of an eye, you can see that. I have seen in the picture of his father the same thing, and I am seeing the same thing in the son's face also. It's what makes people to think that your money is safe somewhere. These days, you have umpteen experiences. I don't want to get into that. It's all because of the integrity, the honesty, and the moral responsibility. That is very, very important. And how can a person say that these things are my foundations with which I want to do the business? It only happens on experience. Overnight it won't happen. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience, not only from the entrepreneur, but also from the point of view of the people who receive benefits out of this entrepreneur. And that patience, that pace has helped innumerable people and this society today. That is what makes this award so special to me. I have won 6 national awards, so many doctorates, all put together. This I feel very proud to receive because it is on the name of a genuine human being. And I compliment and congratulate all the awardees today. And I'm not exaggerating to say that I'm grateful to Mr. Nandakumar and his entourage to have given a seat to sit along with such great personalities here on the stage. I am blessed. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. God bless you and your family. I don't mean to say by the family, your biological family alone. You have thousands of people in your family. Manappuram has so many people. And I wish them, and I bow my head in respect to Manmohanji, who will be receiving the award so very soon in the Parliament in Delhi. So, all said and done, what else can I do? Even if I speak for half an hour, you may clap, but if I don't sing anything, you will definitely feel very bad. I know that. But prior to that, I would like to say something. I want to become Vikarna today by saying certain things which might hurt certain people. You are all very efficient audience, but you can be meticulously excellent if you keep your cell phones silent when you come to a august occasion like this. And when once the MC takes the stage and she invites you all, or prior to that, there is an audio video going about a person, about an institution, you should all sit tight and watch. You should not disturb the chief guest who have come for photographs and autographs, not listening to the lady who is here doing a job and not watching how much of hours of technical excellence they should have taken to create some audio visuals. And you should definitely look at it and appreciate it and give some space to the special guests or invitees who have come. I know I am hurting some people like this. I don't mind about that because I love to be Vikarna. Thank you very much, sir. I am very jealous of Mary Comji because I am a singer. People will ask me to sing. People will not ask her to show a bout and box on this stage. And Mrs. Bhattacharya ji, after the post-lunch session, she has to speak. Wonderful. That is excellent. What can Korean sir do? He has done enough. You have made us so proud, particularly when they were, bits and pieces I heard about him. But when you see the AV, so very proud of you, sir. I feel very honored to be sitting along with these people. Thank you very much. And I never learned music. It was an accident. I have come to the cinema industry. But when once I knew that I'm destined, there is a reason behind that. I very sincerely worked very, very hard. This is my 52nd year of my career. I'm 72 by age. Forget about the number of songs I have recorded. That's not the question. How many are pleasing to you? That is very, very, very important. And the people loved me, and I'm very happy about that. I'm grateful for having traveled along with me for all these 52 years.
Ya kundindu tushara haradhavala Ya vastra ya shubhra vastravrutta Ya kundindu tushara hara dhavala Ya shubhra vastranvita Ya veena varadanda manditakara Ya shveta padmasana Ya Brahmachyuta Shankara Prabhrutibhi Devaihi Sada Pujita Samang Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadyapaha Nishesha Jadyapaha Sarve Jana Sujana Bhavantu Sarve Sujana Sukhino Bhavantu. What I mean by this is, one of my gurus said, when you say Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu, you want everybody to be sukhi on the earth. But the thing is, there are bad people also. Why should they be happy? So he said, the bad people should convert themselves into good people, and then all the good people should be living happily. That's what I wish. Thank you very much for having me along with you. And it's one of the finest moments in my life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Talk of godliness, and we hear it in your voice. We hear it in your rendering. Thank you once again for those words and for the singing that I cannot find adjectives for. So thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, as I was saying, the next recipient of the award. There are some people to whom if you say, you can't do it, they will show you, hum kisi se kam nahi. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request the winner, the recipient in the category for Excellence in Sports, Srimati Mary Com, to share her thoughts with us on this occasion. Welcome.
Respected dignitary on the dais, distinguished guests, invitees, my dear friend present here. First of all, I would like to thank Manappuram Finance Limited for giving me this V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Award. For me, this is one of the memorable in my life, winning this award. Well, in my boxing career, I have took so many challenges, being a girl, being a woman, being a mother. So it was not a easy to achieve in every it was not easy to achieve in every field. One of a boxing is also it was very challenging for a girl, for a woman. When it was the beginning was when I faced so many difficulties, so many challenges, like this is not a woman game. This is only for a men games. While I took the challenge that if men can do, why woman can't? That the challenge I have. If men can, why women can't? Now, from the beginning until now, I have already proved everything. I have already proved that being a woman, being a girl, being a mother. Now, recently the last Commonwealth Games, everybody knows that winning a gold medal. Who is winning a gold medal? Except America. There are so many youngsters already come up, but still they are not achieved yet. So I'm proud to be achieved in this field, in a boxing field, and also today I'm so proud to be receive this award. And I think today I just want to share a little similar that Manappuram and the story, what they have and my life story is a little bit similar, I think. I'm trying to win a gold medal, and Manippuram also, you know, saving so many goals, and it's a similar story, I think so far. But only the difference is my medal is not the real medal. My medal is not the real medal, is a metal made, you know, and yes, I really appreciate what Manippuram has done so far, and I really wish that in the future that to help more people more comfortably. So that is my wishes to your family, sir. And yes, I'm also hunting that to win more gold medal for the nation, especially I have already got so many medals, all the medals I can say, like from a very small and the biggest. Already 5-time world champion and winning Olympic medal, Asian gold medal, Commonwealth gold medals. Now still left what I was not happy yet, that my dream is not fulfilled yet. I just want to give a gold medal in Olympic Games. Olympic gold medals, I just want to give for my country, but let's see. I'm still doing my training hard, and for the upcoming, there are so many international competition, and the most important for the Olympic Games to qualify. So in a year, there are so many competition ahead going to fight. So please, my humble request to all of you that please pray for me. I will try my best to qualify, and if qualified, then again I will think about the about the medal, also the gold one. So thank you so much for giving me this award. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And all that we have got to tell you is that we will definitely pray that apart from the golden moments that you've given us, you also win the gold medal and all the dreams that you've got for you, which also turn out to be the dreams of our country. So we would do all that we can to ensure that she reaches where she is. And ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to hear from yet another very powerful woman. As mentioned earlier, her grit, her grace, they have brought her to a position of preeminence. It was once a male bastion. Today, she has the honor of being the first woman to be heading the largest bank of the country. And today, she is here as a recipient of the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for Excellence in the category of Business Excellence. Shrimati Arundhati Bhattacharya, ma'am, please. आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है और हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी गर्व की बात है कि आप यहाँ आए. So please.
Namaskar. Justice Joseph, Justice Ramachandran, Mr. Nandakumar, my fellow awardees, other dignitaries on and off the dais. First and foremost, I would like to say that, getting selected for this award and all the way from Kerala, it was a bit of a surprise, mainly because I had already laid down office, and thereafter I felt truly grateful that the jury has taken so much care and attention to try and find people. But having come here and seen the quality of the awardees, I feel truly, truly proud and grateful of being accorded this very signal honor. Just now, when our earlier awardee talked about being the Bikarna, I would like to tell him that, sir, your criticism in that matter is very well accepted. I think what he was referring to was of two of my colleagues coming in giving me some flowers when the program was already on. I apologize to any of the audience that faced that any inconvenience for that matter. Being the senior, I probably should have told my colleagues to wait on and do this later on, which I didn't, and for which I again am truly sorry and I apologize for the same. Again, I would like to say these are criticisms well taken, and I will ensure that in future such incidents don't inconvenience anyone. Having said that, in all humility, I would also like to say that it's been great actually coming here, being here with y'all, because this award is for my role in the State Bank of India. I must take this opportunity to thank my entire team of people there who have helped me so much by being such excellent team players. But also, you know, my parents for giving me the wings to enable me to aspire, for giving me an education. My friends and relatives for always being there whenever I needed them in this long 40-year journey. And of course, my family that has many times sacrificed many comforts. They have compromised, they have accommodated me, they have in effect, you know, actually emboldened me to tread this long path of 40 long years that has enabled me to be here and to be here with y'all receiving such a great honor. Before I leave, I would just like to narrate a small blessing that the Apaches in North America used to use. And I use this because having come to Kerala, it's supposed to be God's own country. It reminds me very much of nature, of beauty. And again, as I said, you know, it's very fitting that I should say it for this organization and for this place. The blessing goes like this. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries. May the breeze blow new strength into your being. May you walk gently through the world and know its beauty all the days of your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was a very profound blessing, a fitting finale to the response. Thank you. And now we would like to hear from one more awardee for the day. And this is what happens when a socially committed civil servant assumes charge. He brings phenomenal changes, brings a facelift to the state. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request Shri V.C IAS, winner in the category Civil Servant Achieving Excellence in Public Administration, to favor the audience with his address. Please.
Shri V.P. Nandakumar, Justice Siric Joseph, Justice M. Ramachandran, Shri S.P. Balasubramaniam, Srimati Mary Com, Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharya, Sri Ravindra Babu, panel of judges and distinguished guests. At the outset, let me thank Mr. Nandakumar for his kind words. In fact, I think this award has been mentioned to me by Mr. Nandakumar many a times, but then I thought it was not in the fitness of things to receive that when I was still in service. Since I have retired, I thought this is the ideal time to receive, and I thank Mr. Nandakumar for his kind words. And to be at this hall and mainly at Thrissur, it has been a great pleasure to me. First of all, I started my career in Thrissur as assistant collector, probationer, as a trainee in the Indian Administrative Service in Thrissur. So whatever I have been able to make, been molded, thanks to my training with the great visionary Sri Vinod Rai. So And I started my career in the management side, or rather at the age of 29, I became the managing director of a Thrissur-based company called Aushadhi, which produces the Ayurvedic medicines. So I've been doubly honored to be part of Thrissur. And thirdly, I'm married from Thrissur also. I'm a very fortunate civil servant who got a lot of opportunities to serve the society. As a founder managing director of the Cochin International Airport, I was extremely lucky to have initiated this project. This was something which was never thought of way back in 1992. I was a collector of Cochin when I mooted this idea to our dear great visionary Shri K. Karunakaran, then Chief Minister of Kerala. Even though I was too young, too inexperienced, he had faith in me, and I think we went on to start this great journey in 1993, and we completed the project in 1999. I would say that this award is a recognition of the model which was relentlessly built amongst the common perception of society. Like every successful model, this was formulated, executed, and manned by an uncompromising team of people for whom I could be a leader. I pay tribute to those who survived, strived hard, stood with me in times of peril and joy to make this happen. It's a great recognition to all my colleagues in Cochin International Airport. I accept this award on behalf of each and every one of them. This was a great project because nobody could believe that under the public-private partnership, which was not even thought of in 1992, it could be a success story. But I think we have been very lucky. God has been very kind to us. We could acquire land from about 3,800 families. We rehabilitated 820 houses from that area where you see the airport today. There has been a lot of sacrifice from their side. But today we are so proud that all the 822 persons who were removed from their place of stay are working with us today. They have all been given, well rehabilitated, and all of them are working with us today. We have been a great success because of the hard work put in by our officers, the staff, and today, when this project was started with me as a single man, and today we have 10,000 people working in the airport premises today. We are extremely proud of that. We have made the changes for the Cochin and the city as a whole. And today we have been a great success as far as a good company, as Mr. Nandakumar has been mentioning. We have never been so good as he was, but then we have tried our best to be there. Today we have paid dividend. The cumulative payout has been something like 204%. The government of Kerala invested 100 crores. We have given them right as dividend 204 crores to them, unlike other public undertakings. So we have had a great success this year also. We crossed the 1 crore or 10 million passengers in this financial year. We are extremely proud to be there. And above all, we were the first airport to be completely powered by solar energy, as our Prime Minister has been telling the whole world that only India could think of a project like this. We are extremely proud of that, and we have been quite successful because of the great help and cooperation from each and every one of you. And I thank you for all of you for the great cooperation and the help you have been extending to all of us. And Mr. Dantakumar is a great friend of mine. I wish his company and his staff great success. His father was a great visionary, and I'm very sure you'll be able to gain further greater heights, make major inroads into the infrastructure also. And I wish the company and Mr. Dantakumar a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. More power to you and to the team. What started as a one-man army is now growing in numbers and strength. So we wish you more success as well. Thank you. Before we formally close the session, we would like to express our gratitude to our chief guest and to the head of the jury panel. So may I request our Nandakumar sir to present a memento to our guest of honor first. May I request our Chief Guest, Honorable Justice Retired Shri Siriak Joseph, to receive a small token of appreciation from our side, and may I request Nandakumar sir to present it. Thank you so much, sir. We've got icons from across the globe receiving the award. Who better than you to present them? So it was indeed befitting to have had you here. Thank you. Also, a word of gratitude to Justice Retired Shri M. Ramachandran, who headed the panel of judges, who has been sailing with us all throughout. May I request Nandan sir to present a memento to him as a token of our appreciation and gratitude for the efforts that he has taken, for the efforts that he has put up to bring these stalwarts together. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And now, the formal vote of thanks. To propose the same, may I request Mr. Ranjan Sridharan, the General Manager, Corporate Communications, Manappuram Finance, to come forward.
Shri V.P. Nandakumar, MD and CEO of Manappuram Finance Limited, and the President of this function, the distinguished Chief Guest, Honorable Justice Retired Shri Siriak Joseph, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, other distinguished dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, all the eminent award winners, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and privilege today to extend the vote of thanks on behalf of Manappuram Finance Limited and all its employees to all the dignitaries present here for gracing the occasion with their presence and their kind words. At the outset, a very special thank you to Shri V.P. Nandakumar, MD and CEO of Manappuram, whose vision and foresight becomes apparent when you consider that today's lecture program goes back all the way to 2002, while the awards were instituted in 2010 and nurtured to its present stature. I must mention our deep sense of gratitude to the Honorable Chief Guest, Justice Retired Shri Siriak Joseph, former Judge, Supreme Court of India. Sir, we are humbled by your encouraging words and honored that you took the trouble to come down to Thrissur, especially for this occasion. You made a very valid point about the difference between efficiency and integrity. Thank you very much, sir. Efficiency and excellence. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to express our sincere thanks to Justice Retired Shri M. Ramachandran, former Judge of the High Court of Kerala, for heading the jury that selected the eminent winners of the awards today, and for neatly summarizing the thought process in the selection of the nominees of the awards. I wish to thank all the winners of the V.C. Padmanabhan Memorial Awards for excellence for giving us the opportunity to recognize their towering accomplishments in their diverse fields. We are all inspired by their achievements and the message they have conveyed here. Let me begin with Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam. Sir, your talent and genius may be inborn, but clearly it is the passion for what you do that has kept you going with undiminished energy for so long. Thank you very much for joining us today and making this occasion all the more memorable. My sincere thanks to Srimati M.C. Mary Com, who holds a special place for women all over India and whose never say die spirit is an inspiration to the world. Thank you, ma'am, for taking the time and trouble to be with us. A very special thank you to Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharya, without a doubt, one of India's most formidable bankers, whose track record speaks for itself. Ma'am, we are truly grateful to to you that you took time off your schedule to come to Thrissur and join our gathering today. And we look forward to your lecture later today. My sincere thanks and appreciation also to Shri V.C Padmanabhan, MD of CIAL, who has, over the years, quite simply, made life easier for so many individuals and businesses in these parts. Thank you very much, sir. It was our pleasure to have you with us today. I'm very grateful to the representatives of the media who have come here in strength to cover this event. I also wish to express my gratitude to the members of the audience who have been most cooperative. A special word of thanks to all the students from all the colleges in Thrissur who have been most eager audience. A word of thanks is also in order to the management and staff of our venue, the Lulu Convention Centre, and to the event management team that helped us put up the show. Finally, a word about the efforts put in by Team Manappuram. You deserve special congratulations for a job well done. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you to you as well for ensuring that everybody is thanked for the efforts that they've put in. So we've come to a close of the forenoon session. It is thundering outside, so I've just one more request. Let us ensure that there is a thundering applause in the auditorium as well. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Your presence is highly honored and valued. And of course, thank you all for being with us in the forenoon session. We shall now close the first part of the day, and the post-lunch session will start at 2 p.m. sharp. We will resume for the commemorative, we'll resume the commemorative lecture. We'll resume with the commemorative lecture at 2 p.m. Now may I request the audience to join us for lunch that has been arranged in the adjoining hall. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you so much, everyone, once again.
But when once I knew that I'm destined, there is a reason behind that. I very sincerely worked very, very hard. This is my 52nd year of my career. I'm 72 by age. Forget about the number of songs I have recorded. That's not the question. How many are pleasing to you? That is very, very, very important. And the people loved me, and I'm very happy about that. I'm grateful for having traveled along with me for all these 52 years. Ya kundindu tushara